Ashton, the man behind the most famous morning routine in the internet. In the last few weeks, you have probably seen this man and his water going all viral across TikTok and Instagram. And for those living under a rock, let me catch up for you. Before the fame, early mornings, and the galas of water, Ash was a fitness influencer at LA Fitness. A normal guy just like you and me, with no followers, no money, just trying to survive and work hard until everything changed. Ash built a personal brand surrounded by discipline, with the goal to show us what would be the most optimal way to have your mornings. From broke to million of followers, from a gym floor to front page reels, from median physique to a spectacular body that doesn't happen just by accident. You may or may not like him, and you might think that his extreme routine is fake. Or even if you think it's real, there is no scientific evidence to actually prove that what he does is efficient. And somehow that bothers you. You might create this truth or lie to yourself that his routine can't be possible. Well, it's not my place to judge, but one thing we can't deny, something that this man is doing, he's doing right. Ash wake up at 3:52 in the morning, which scientifically speaking, it's not necessarily the best time to wake up. Most studies shows that sleep quality matters more than waking up at such an early time in the morning. Actually builds a routine that works for him. And we can't deny that even if it's 4, 5, 6, or 7 o'clock in the morning, consistency leads to discipline. At 4:04, Ash gets his famous water, and immediately after drinking water with an empty stomach, he goes straight for some push-ups. While fasted, workouts aren't superior for fat loss according to studies, but early movement have shown to be very effective when boosting alertness and the metabolism, which is way better than waking up and not moving at all, or staying in your phone in the bathroom. And I gotta be honest, there is a couple things off his list that I do myself, starting with taping my mouth, working out in an empty stomach, and hydration. I'm always drinking tons and tons of water. So for sure, I'm definitely replicating some of the habits that Ash has. The next thing, right away after the workout, Ash goes straight for reading. And I gotta give you some respect for this man, because reading is actually one of the best things that you could do to start your day. And Ash couldn't choose a more complex reading at 4 o'clock in the morning, the Bible. Actually, waking up and not putting your eyes straight in front of a screen and go read. Activate parts of your brain that scrolling through your phone doesn't, which makes you more self-aware, intentional, and puts you in a state of alertness, which can lead you to become more productive. For athletes, for example, that would be a good strategy for visualizing the training, also journaling to start your day, or preparing yourself for a race. Better. At 6:28, Ash is getting iced water with lemon to his face. But the question is, does putting water in your face with lemon do anything for you? Yes and no. Ice water increases alertness, which is a cold shock that boosts dopamine. Lemon? Meh. Doesn't do much. Even if you drink water with lemon, some people think that that could activate more acid in your stomach and help you digest food better, but that's actually not how it works. If lemon with water had the power to control the pH of your stomach or your blood, I would be concerned every time that you're consuming something that is very acidic like Coca-Cola or very basic like milk. Your body has the power to manage the pH throughout foods. Certain things can actually affect the acid production in your stomach, but lemon with water, it's not something that will make that huge difference. But for Ash, it's actually working for his face because he described it in the video, things like this.
I did my research, I put it into my routine, it helped me, let me go help other people with it. It just turns out when I do it, it goes viral.
And actually helps him to become more alert. If it's a psychological thing that works for him, who are we to judge? And if you want to replicate, I actually did and didn't do much, but at 7:04, he goes to the balcony and study content. Here's the thing, we're never gonna know if he actually does that or if he's actually studying any source of content. But let's be honest, all of us are in some source already scrolling in the morning. And let's be honest, we don't complain when influencers on the internet sharing their morning or night routines with drinking alcohol, partying all night, using drugs, and doing things that are not very optimal for our health and routine. But we are definitely pointing fingers when there's a man that size doing that much. And here's the reason, because you're accidentally getting offended by someone doing more than you. You know that little feeling that when you look at Ash, big man with a bunch of money, succeeding in life, all you feel is the sense of jealous. All you feel is the sense for one moment that you'd like to be on his place for a second. Some of you will produce more by waking up at 10. I personally like to wake up at 7 every single morning, and I don't do half of the things that he does. But have been working for me for years and is leading me to succeed on the things I want. So my point here, you need to find what you can do consistently that will lead you to become more successful on the things that you do every day. Another thing that Ash does, it's during the video, you can see that he's actually using mouth tape and a little sticker to open his noses when he's exercising and sleeping. He explains in the video the reason why he does that, and it's very basic. It's because he's a very heavy mouth breather. And that could be actually a good strategy. Since the first day I saw his viral TikTok or so on, I actually started using mouth tape myself, and my sleep improved by a lot. Science shows benefits in nasal breathing for endurance and sleep. Which reminds me to come down to one of the most important points, his workout. Sprints plus heavy lifting, 100% in line with his lean athletic build. If there is one thing we can definitely trust from that video, and that he's definitely doing those exercises. Strength training is one of the best things you could potentially do to increase your muscle mass. And definitely heavy lifting, it's what is going to help you to achieve that. Another great marker for health is something called VO2 Max, which is basically a fancy name for the capacity that you have to hold oxygen in your lungs. We have Christian Blumenfeld, which is the guy with the highest VO2 Max in the planet right now. But what people don't actually know is how to increase your VO2 max. And sprints are actually a great way to do that. Of course, you can do triathlons and run, bike, and swim all day. But talking for the general population or beginner athletes, putting yourself into stress where you have sets of sprints in the water or running, in your heavy weightlifting, that is one of the most optimal ways to definitely achieve health. Right after workout, this man goes to sauna and meditation. Sauna improves recovery and circulation, which is great after workout. And meditation definitely make your mind more focused. The man is a machine, and all this was done before 10 o'clock. Let's say he does half of this. Who cares? The point is that he's inspiring me and you to 1. Talk about it. 2. Reflect about our morning routines. 3. It lets you to watch this video where now you are learning a bunch of other different things about VO2 max, food, nutrition, and mental health, which leads us to finally come down to one of the most comic parts of his routine, the banana in the face.
I do my research. I see all the health benefits, right? It helps with aging, dark spots. It's really good for your skin. It's pretty much like natural Botox.
But now we finally get down to the most important part of the diet. Ash eats clean, high protein, lots of water, fruits, balanced meals. He didn't say much, but every TikTok I saw from him, he's eating meals full of whole components. Wild proteins, fresh veggies, and he's not excluding food groups or using anything miraculous. He's not going in a vegan diet, carnivore, keto, he's just eating whole foods. If I needed to clarify or classify his diet, I would say it's a Mediterranean diet based on the TikTok videos, Instagram, and YouTube shorts that I saw, which in my opinion is a very, very good diet. It's one of the most well-studied diets, and there's nothing else I could compare with. The Mediterranean style of eating has everything. And this is the real secret behind his physique, the gold behind the routine. It's not the cold water, not the tape, not the banana, but straight out of the kitchen, fresh and balanced, the diet and the workout all together. All I can say is that it comes down to planning, protein, training, and discipline. Is he natural? Is he on something? Honestly, not my place to say. What I can say is that his physique doesn't come from guessing, but for actually doing the things every single day. I'm not telling you to follow Ash, taking the lessons that matter. Don't touch your phone first thing in the morning, read more, move your body daily, build a routine, be consistent, not perfect. 80% of something, it's better than 100% of nothing. Ash made his blueprint, and all I can say, it's what he would say now. At least 10,000. So let's get to share this video, and if you get 10,000 likes, I will figure out a way to interview him myself. How about that? The real question is, are you in?